Hello everyone, this is Martin. That's me over here on the top left-hand corner. And for this week, we're going to look at the trading opportunities coming up for the coming week, October the 23rd to the 27th. And we're going to look at some trend continuation ideas for this week. Now, what do I mean by trend continuation and why do I say that? Well, if you can remember, and if you're following my weekly videos, last week I said that price on all the major pairs were retracing or pulling back, and the pullbacks for the most part have seemed to have ended, and that's now and prices have reversed again after the pullback. So some of the pairs are now showing strength in the overall trend direction, and this is due in partial to the USD strength. Okay, so USD is getting stronger again, and I mentioned that the stars are lining up for the US to continue its strength perhaps for the rest of this year and leading toward another rate hike later on, possibly in December. Okay, so we're going to look at that on the charts in just a moment. And before I do that, let's get over to the disclaimer. Okay, this is my risk disclaimer, everyone, and it's really important to understand that I provide all the information in my video for educational purposes. Okay, I'm not trying to give you exact trade entries, although I am getting a lot of people complimenting me on my trade entries. If price is going to go higher, I do normally tell you what I'm looking at. If prices are going to go lower, I also tell you what I'm looking at. So again, this is for educational purposes, and you have to really use your own risk. Okay, so anything that you do is based on your own risk, your own personal risk, and I am not responsible for your trading decisions. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention, and that's also really important, is that I produce these videos on the weekend prior to the trading day opening up Sunday and Monday, and it's important to understand that everything I talk about is based on my current view prior to the trading week, and my opinions may change at any time, based on the day-to-day currency movements. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Right now, the information I provide you is prior to the trading week opening. Do not present to you any week updates during the week. So just keep that in mind. And again, you have to look at the charts every single day to make sure it makes sense. Okay, so with that said, let's get right on to the actual currency chart. Okay, here we can see the Euro USD daily, and coming back since the middle of September. Right here, you can see price has been in a decline for the Euro USD, priced and pulled back. Okay, and then the last week's trading, which are all the trading bars you see after or to the right of this red vertical line. So you can see all that right here. That's last week's trading, and again, you can see that the pullback, this is the pullback, ended. Price started to come down, and then it came up right here to retest the previous swing high. You can see the retest right there. And on Friday, we had a huge bearish engulfing candle. Okay, so um, so this sort of indicates price to be coming down a little bit further, but I want to take this stuff off the charts. You can see the graphics off there, and I'm going to reduce the chart, minimize it, and you can see here this is a longer view. Price had come up, down, but we really are in a sideways pattern. So even though price came off the swing high here, down and retested it, we're in a sideways market. So we're bearish, but we're sideways at the same time. Okay, I just wanted to point it out to you. Price did close below the 8 EMA, which is right there, and I'm kind of looking at price to come down further. So if we believe price is going to come down, we could look at sell trades below 117.57. To the downside, if we believe price is going to go higher, price would have to clear the 50 SMA first to the upside, and then we're looking at buys above 118.83. Okay, my long-term trending indicator, you can see right now the histogram bars are below the zero, okay, and that's indicating downward pressure. So we're still kind of in a bearish trending, bearish market, although we're going sideways. Okay, that's that. Now we move on to the British pound USD. Same thing. We're kind of in a, okay, here's the pullback. Let me just get my marker. You can see price came down, pulled back. Okay, the pullback ended right here. Price came down, tried to get up higher, but last week's trading, you can see with this last white bullish bar, it's closed between the 50 and the 8 EMA, so we're right between the moving averages. We're in a sideways market, so what you have to do is wait for further evidence, and if we believe price is going to go higher, you could be looking at buy trades above 132.55. To the downside, you could be looking at sell trades below 131.36. Again, take a look down below. You can see right here the momentum bars are to the downside, they're below the zero. Okay, so that is this chart, the British pound USD. Now we get to the Australian dollar. Let me just take the marks off. Okay, and you can see right here kind of a sideways market again, although take a look at this big black bearish candle. Not only is it a big black bearish engulfing candle on the Friday, last Friday's trading, but it also closed below the 8 EMA, which is right there. You can see that, okay? So I expect further decline to the downside. For sell trades, look at trades below 0.7788. If we believe price is going to reverse much higher, it's got to close above the 50 SMA, and then look at buy trades above 0.7930. Okay, so that's what I see with this. My bias is to the downside. Again, take a look down below. The We're still below the zero right here on the trending indicator. But I'm looking for, if it continues going down, this will certainly turn red over here. Okay, now the Australian currencies often tied to gold. Let's take a look. Here's gold. Well, you can see on Friday we also had a big movement down. I'm looking for more bearish activity to the downside for gold. Okay, now New Zealand USD. This was the big loser last week, and let me just zoom in. Okay, take a look. You can see last week, and oh, that's the 4-hour chart. Let me just switch to the daily. There we go. Okay, you can see last week huge bearish move to the downside. There's a new government in play in New Zealand, and there may be some poor economic news, but it just looks like it's come down quite a ways. And you notice this trend line, okay? It's my lower trend line, and I put that on there for a reason. Let me zoom out of the chart again. Okay, take a look to the left right here, and this is a long-term trend line. And this holds as dynamic support. So the word dynamic is used when the support is not like static, like a horizontal fixed fixed support. This is a moving support. So as price is moving, the trend line could move with price as well. But right now, here's the trend line. Prices come down heavily toward the trend line, and I expect I expect one of two things to happen. One, price could actually bounce up, giving you a short-term play to the upside. This could bounce right off this trend line. Okay, let me just mark that. So it could do that. Price could also break the trend line, and breaking down, you would want to take a look at sell trades below 0.6945, right? Or price could break down, come back up to retest, and then again you would look for selling evidence to the downside. Let me just zoom in for a second. There we go. So these are the couple of things that could happen. I believe my bias is to the downside, but it might bounce up first and then come back down. Again, take a look down below. Here's the MACD indicator. The momentum bars are below zero, indicating downward momentum is gaining strength, so downward strength in momentum. And then here, the longer term trending indicator, we have a couple of red momentum bars to the downside as well and below zero. Okay, so that's the New Zealand USD daily. Now we move to the US CAD. And with this one, now we're getting to some opposite price patterns. You notice the first four price last week basically with US strength prices gone down. Now we're getting into a few of the currency pairs where price is actually going up. Let me zoom in for a bit there. Okay, you can take a look. On Friday, we had a huge breakout candle. And by that I mean, look at the previous swing highs here. You can see there's a previous high. Here's another previous high. So this candle actually made a new higher high, but it's sitting at resistance there. Okay, and from here, we can expect price to go higher. However, it may come down first. It may be a bit of a bounce and then resumption to the upside. So this is a trend continuation. And when I say trend continuation, let's take a look again. Um, Price had come down, okay, and then price started to reverse, came up to here, came here, and now price looks like it's going to continue higher. Okay, so this leg of the pattern is called a trend continuation pattern, and you can obviously see that the big clue was the breakout candle, the white breakout candle right here. Okay, so on the upside, if we think price is going to go higher, you look at buys above 126.34. If price for whatever reason was to collapse and come back below this support zone in the gray rectangle, then you would look at sell trades below 123.77. Okay, so that's the US CAD. And the next one is oil, because we always want to talk about oil in relationship to the Canadian dollar. Oil kind of is sideways, but take a really close look here. Okay, with last week's trading, and that these are the trading bars to the right side of this red vertical line. You see, so this is last week's trading. The first trading day, Sunday, Monday, we had a doji. Second trading day, another doji. Third trading day, the Wednesday, another doji. Three times price tried to go higher and was rejected off this resistance area. Okay, take a look at the previous swing high. Let me just get that. Here's the previous swing high. Price could not move higher above that and finally came down on the Thursday. On Friday, we had kind of a bit of a recovery candle. The bulls or the buyers brought it up a bit, but price did at first make a new a low right here. You can see it right there. So I believe price is going to go sideways, but it may come down lower. And again, if price comes down lower, that's also going to affect the Canadian dollar, which means the US CAD will keep going higher. Okay, so that having been said, we're going to now move to the US Swiss franc and take a look here on Friday. Another huge move higher. Okay, great bullish candle right there. I expect price to go much higher, at least in the short term up to, I've drawn in the trend lines. Here's the lower trend line, the upper trend line. So you would be looking at buys above 0.9863 to the upside. And if for whatever reason price was to collapse and price was to come down, we would look at sells below 0.9727. Okay, now we move on to the US Japanese yen, and lo and behold, exact same setup as the last pair, the US Swiss franc. This pair, the US Japanese yen, same thing. Big, huge bullish candle to the upside. I expect price to go higher if it goes up to here or up to here. And I'm showing you this gray rectangle as resistance above there, just because I want you to look to your immediate left right here. This goes back to the beginning of July right here. So if price is going to go higher, it's certainly going to retest this area just because this was the previous swing high. Okay, so price, price always tests an area first, and then either bounces or breaks through. Okay, so if you're looking at buys to the upside, you want to look at buys above 113.63, and if price was to collapse and come back the other way, then you're looking at sells below 112.81. Okay, so that's that, and now we move into a cross pair, Europe British pound right here. Kind of a sideways market. You can see price closed below the 50, but it's kind of right at the 8 EMA or just below the 8 EMA. My it's right now, this gray rectangle represents support, so it's a sideways market, and you want to wait. It's a wait and see situation. So if we believe price is going to go lower, then you want to wait until price goes below 0.8867 to the downside. However, if price was from here going to bounce, it would have to close above the 50 first, and then look at buys above 0.9035. Okay, so that is that. And then the next pair is the Euro Japanese Yen. Different setup altogether. You can see a bullish market here, um, a bullish market, and these are all the clues you can see. Let me just get the marker out again. Okay, first of all, price is above the 8, price is above the 50, price is above this 89 and the 200. So you can see all the moving averages are all lined up in the correct order, and they're angling up. So this is really a indication of a bullish market. Okay, and I believe price is going to go higher. And so you would be looking at buy trades above 133.83 to the upside. Price was going to come down, you could look at sell trades below 132.70. Okay, so that's what I see there. That's the European Japanese. Let's get rid of that, and let's go back to the marker. And now we get into the Europe British pound. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was just a second here. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the Euro Audi right over here, Euro Audi daily. Again, we had a huge move down, not last week, but prior to last week. Okay, you can see this huge move down. We had a bounce up, but these candles are not that convincing. These candles are not that huge. Although on Friday we had a candle did close above the 8 EMA. So with this market, it's kind of sideways. I would wait for further evidence. And if you believe price is going to go higher, then you could look at buys above 151.32. And if we believe price is going to come down, you will have to wait all the way till price gets down below here and take a sell below 148.81. Okay. And now we move to our final cross pair. That's the Great British Pound against the Japanese Yen. And same as some of the other pairs, you can see this huge Friday's bullish white candle right here. So that's kind of a breakout candle. I expect further upside movement. And to the upside, you would be looking at buys above 149.84. On the downside, sells below 147.67. So this is a good, strong bullish market. We had again, just quickly, we had a huge uptrend move, then a pullback, okay, pullback, and now price seems to be going that way again. Okay, so again, this is called a trend continuation pattern. Okay, The British pound seems to be fairly strong, like some good economic data. I know there's some concerns about the Brexit talks coming up, but generally, I think that's not going to go too badly. And there's also a possible British rate hike. I don't think it's this year. I think it's in beginning of next year. I believe it is. I'm not too sure, but anyways, it's not that bad for the British pound in itself. So against the Japanese yen, I do see some further upside movement to at least this area right here. Here's the next resistance zone. Okay, so let's take that off the charts. We're kind of finished with the presentation. If you have any questions for my courses or you need any extra help, please contact me. My name is Martin. Send emails to mskyj007@gmail.com. So take care, everyone. Happy trading for this coming week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.